The story is about Nusaibah bintu Ammara radiallahu anha. You might have heard the name Ammara radiallahu anha. May Allah be pleased with her. But you may not know her from her real name, Nusaibah bintu She was a part of the Battle of Uhud, where she participated to give water to the thirsty and to take care of the injured. She didn't carry any sword, bow, or arrow, since she didn't come to fight. But then, the unexpected happened. The archers disobeyed the Prophet ﷺ by abandoning the position he commanded them to stay in and fled to collect the war booty instead, thinking that the Muslims have won. The tide then turned against the Muslim, and many Sahaba got martyred. Prophet ﷺ lost his teeth as most of the companions either got martyred or fled the war. When Ammara saw his face bleeding, she dropped her vessel of water and snatched a sword from one of the escaping fighters, and a bow and an arrow from another to defend the Prophet ﷺ. Prophet ﷺ said, "Whenever I turn left or right on the day of the Battle of Uhud, I always saw her, Ammara, fighting in my defense." Her son was wounded during the battle, so she ran to him and bandaged his wound, and then she commanded him, "Go and fight the people, my son." The Prophet ﷺ then commanded her, "Who can endure what you can endure, Ammara?" Seeing the Prophet's pleasure on her bravery, she requested, "Ask Allah to make us your companions in the garden." So he made dua for her and her family. She replied, "I don't care what afflicts me in this world now." That day, she received 13 wounds and a deep neck wound that stayed with her till her death. She also participated in the Battle of Yamama, the war against Musailamah, a self-proclaimed prophet, where she received 11 wounds and lost her hand during the battle. One of her sons was tortured by Musailamah, who cut his limbs piece by piece until he died. So Ammara kept looking for Musailamah through rows of fighters during the battle and killed him with her spear after Wahshi pierced his javelin inside of him. The lesson learned from her story: I learned that bravery is not only jumping into the face of danger yourself for the betterment of many, but also letting your children step ahead into the danger for a good cause. As mothers, we may sacrifice ourselves, but can never see our children getting hurt. The real strength is in her resolve, encouraging her son to go fight for the sake of Allah, even though he was wounded, even though most of the companions were running away. What about you? What did you learn from this short story?